The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Yellow. There's a lane. Check, 47. Yo.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Derek Wolfe. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Looking downfield for Kelsey. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Kelsey, the intended receiver there.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field, and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
6-man. Check curls.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now it's Lindsey. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the Chiefs' 37-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's get off the field, G. Let's get off the bubble.
Off play action. McKenzie. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16.
1st down, Broncos.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Sean Davis that time on the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Phillip Lindsay, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Gurley. Yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Jim.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
No such thing as a loss. We champion yellow. Switch gears. Hatchet.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
36-yard line.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Mike's 50. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Under 10. Grace don't travel.
Mahomes is going to run the option left, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that.
15. I don't need to. 47 to Mike, boy. 47.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Kelsey out in the slot right.
Here we go. Watch the pass.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. He's got daylight. 30, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Mike's 47.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Yellow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 41-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He finds Taylor, complete. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Mahomes now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Now it's Gurley. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
There they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. They complete it to Hill. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Flushed out right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And again, it's Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Mecole Hardman in the final seconds of the first half, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They're going to get 9 here on first down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. 2nd and 1. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Back to throw. McKenzie. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47.
Situation. Let's go. Check 50. Check 50. 25. Check 25. Check 25. General. West. Ready, go.
Looking to throw. McKenzie. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3.
You got nothing.
Operating from the gun. McKenzie got his man complete over the middle. It's Gray. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the 1st. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
From the gun, McKenzie. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Come to work. Recall, 132 fight. Go.
To throw again. McKenzie. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied at 21. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
They run. It's Gurley. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Yellow.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys have now moved out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Now here's a throw that's taken in by Tajay Sharp. Past the 20. And he'll be marked down all the way inside the KC 10. A big play there on the catch and run. 69 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun. McKenzie to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
McKenzie intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. It's now second and goal from the 8-yard line.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. They'll try the draw, Lindsey. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
From the gun on third down. McKenzie. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. On 4th down, McKenzie. And no, it's incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
The Chiefs on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, Ripley.
Mahomes going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick him down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yards or more in a game.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Fire down these two.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
Don't get nervous. 47 Mike. Yellow. I'm scared. Come back.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second-guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Throwing on first down. McKenzie. It's complete to Snead. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Throwing on 3rd and long. McKenzie, he's got his tight end Fant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. 1st and 10. McKenzie. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Well, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, McKenzie. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 25-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. On 1st down, McKenzie. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again, McKenzie. Over the middle, complete. That's Gray. And down inside the 15 he goes. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
1st down, Denver.
Got it? 44. Mike, 44. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Chiefs, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Denver, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.